It's the All New Power Mornings with Letty and Teddy on Power 106. And it's me, my guy Javen, introducing and welcoming into our family. We got Hitmaka in the house. And not only did he come with his vibe and his greatness, he also brought in the Queen, Tink.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having
here
us.
in Los Angeles. Of course, Chicago legends already. We already know this.
Let's go.
We already know this, but we got music to play. We got music that sets the summer off. You know, summer just started, and we heard this new record with Jeremiah. Who else is on it? Fabulous is on it, and it just sounds like summertime at the beach.
Yeah.
Is that what you intended with Down Bad?
So I embarked on doing this produce album a little bit ago, and then I had my first single, Thought Box, which went gold, and I put all the ladies on it or whatever. So now I came back with this record, and I was going to go with a different record, but randomly, me and Fabulous came up with this crazy idea with my guy, Ivory Scott, who's like a close co-writer. He works with me. Ivory, shout out to him. He did Peru. He did Baddest with Chris and Blue and 2 Chainz with me. So we just did the record, and it came out so great. I'm like, yo, this is a summer moment. We got to drop this one ASAP. So here we are, Down Bad. Let's get it.
Come on now.
You know, getting into the mindset of just like a producer, sometimes when I think, and you come from the rap world too, clearly, but I think with rappers, and Tink, I think you can even attest to this, every word is intentional.
Right.
You know, you're not writing and versus and for a reason, right? Your every word comes from your pen, and what either you're thinking of the rhythm, the cadence, or what you want to say.
Right.
When it comes to beat making, every chord, every drum pattern, every even just little ting in it, it has to be intentional, right?
Facts. You know, a lot of times when creating these records, man, it's just attention to detail, you know, and then knowing your core audience and reading the room. Like, as far as me, like, it's just hit. That's all I'm trying to do. And then Tink, you know, she got these girls in a headlock, so everything she write, all the words she say, they mean something, and it's really it's deep for her.
Yeah.
She deeper than me. For me, it's like, you know, let's give you this hit, but hers is a real deep story, you know.
But it's got to keep you on your toes too, because you see that and you aspire. It's like steel sharpens steel.
Nah, for sure. Like with this, we done worked on 2. This is our second album doing together, me and Tink. Our first one was Heat of the Moment. Now we coming back with this new album. We not going to announce the title yet, but we bubbling up with it, and it's coming. So, man, you know, working with somebody so great and just that is just such a dope writer, it just makes my job a lot easier, you know?
Oh, I love that.
Now you talk about this being the second album. What from the first album, you know, are you recreating or not? Don't want to say recreating. Are you bringing over, reinventing? Clearly, you guys have a great working relationship and rapport. What about that, you know, can we expect for this next album? And before there was even making the next album, what about that original working rapport? Is like, nah, we got to do this again.
Go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, it was honestly like really natural and easy going into the second album. The first album, he was really like pushing me hard to, you know, venture out. I normally don't work with too many features. So when you meet Hitmaka, you automatically, you know, you collabing with people, you introduced to other artists in the game, and he bring a whole new vibe to my world. So I appreciated it. So. Yeah.
The collaboration aspect of it too. I know a lot of times, because either you're your solo artist, you're a rapper, there's so much of owning what the song is, but there's so much too that comes with collaborating. Do you think that can hinder someone if they just stay to, like, you know what, I write my everything, I gotta stay in here, I gotta stay in my pocket, I'm not working with anybody else, that type of vibe?
Yeah, you sound like her.
There's a pride that comes to it too.
Yeah.
Seriously, you're right about that. Like when I met him, I was really like, you know, working in Chicago all the time. I had my team with me, and he introduced me to a lot of other writers, producers, you know, people that come in and arrange your music, and it makes a much bigger album. So, you know, you need to really like have a team behind you, a big team of people that help you coordinate, help you work on new ideas, fresh vibes.
Yeah.
See, her thing is like, you know what I'm saying, just locking herself in a room and just pouring out what she's been through, life experiences. My creative process is just getting in a room with a bunch of different people and just collaborating with everybody. Oh, that melody is dope. Let's put that down, and then let's write the words to that. Or this co-producer, that co-producer. Let's bring in these different vibes. So I think it's just the best of both worlds now. She gets to be herself, and then we just kind of like set the canvas up for her to go and just start killing these guys, man. You know, it's like it, you know, it's no wins, man.
The way he works, this man makes at least about 10 records a day.
That's fire. That's prolific right there.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Go ahead.
I think even with that, like you guys talk about the collaboration and your processes being so different, trust is key to that. Where did trust come from? How was you guys when you first got into that studio and, you know, Tink, you seen, oh, I don't work like this at all. How does that trust form?
Honestly, it had to build itself up. Like when I met him, you know, I was kind of indifferent about everybody watching me record.
Right.
Girl, I was like, you know, I need to clear the room. And he's like, no, you're going to get in that booth and, you know, push through it. So, you know, it took a while. After a while, like a couple sessions, I got comfortable.
Yeah.
And then we started knocking it out.
And we got a real friendship. We got a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like everything we do is like, this my best friend. You know what I'm saying? So we kick it like that. So as time, you know what I'm saying, goes on, I think that the guard begins to come down. It's less stiff. You know what I'm saying? She opened up to me. And then now it's just like, we locked in for sure.
How did you get to that point, being an artist first? Because do you think it might even, low-key, sometimes with us girls in the industry, it's harder because we got to be, what do they say, twice as hard for half the respect type of deal. But like dudes, of course, it's like, it's a guys club, you know? You have your friends that you're going to connect with. With girls, we got to be like straight-laced because it might come with some other intentions, you know, right, Tink?
Yes.
Right.
How did you get to like be just so collaborative too?
You know, with me just coming from the artist world or whatever and then collaborating, I just think that I had to open myself up like how I encouraged her to do, you know what I'm saying? Because it's only like when you get other people in a room with you, you might be feeling a certain way, but somebody might bring something out of you, Paul. So it might just be a different effect and a different feeling. It might be a different co-writer that come in and like I might be down, but their energy might be through the roof. So then you get to feed off different people and take what maybe your emotions might be in a totally different space. And then you got somebody that comes in with great energy and it just opens up a different door creatively. Like, and I want to like preach to all the people out there, like, man, collaboration is key. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope if you can do everything yourself. And I mean, it's really dope financially because you get the bigger bag and you don't have to split nothing with nobody. But I think that with collaboration brings longevity, you know, like we sitting here now, like I used to come up here and Power 106 was the place that broke my record, Sexy Lady, which ended up leading me to get my label deal. I didn't have no deal, and like it was really random because I'm not from LA, but I moved to LA to like aspire to like make my dreams come true, and not being from the soil and then having my record be #1
and
independently.
embraced.
And just all that, man. Like shout out to the whole Power 106 staff. Y'all legends.
Shout
man.
out to you. You can bite to
real.
the carne asada, bro.
Let's go.
But this record down bad and Tink, your record too catered to you. Like I just really feel like you guys are like, we just can't come empty-handed. And understanding the power of this coupling right here. It just can't be one of us is hot. It's both of us. And what can I do to help you? And let's go and present it, you know? That has to be strategic. That has to be something like, we're not going to let it be where it's just one of us and the other one kind of plays background. We're both stars.
Nah, for sure.
You know?
I mean, she's the star. I'm in the background. You know,
Okay,
I'm just the
trying to be
executive.
nice,
I'm the producer, but she's
Yeah.
the star. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, man, like, just great relationships is also something that's going to keep you longevity in this game, you know what I'm saying? And then believing in other people, like it's different things that's going on. Like to seeing her shine makes me feel like I'm shining too, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really about that, but this is a different type of mode for us. Last album, she was, you know what I'm saying, doing that thing. Now I'm dropping my producer album and my singles at the same time. So we just tag teaming them, you know what I'm saying? And the radio, they loving both of the records. So we love you guys, man, for real.
So Tink, I want to ask, just listening to, you know, this new single and your past, you know, projects of you guys collaborating together, it seems like you're taking a more intentional turn to focus more on the R&B. Because we know you got bars and a lot of me personally, I'm a fan of the bars. Like your pen is different. You be challenging these men when it comes down to, you know, your lyricism. But it seems you're taking a more intentional turn, like I said, to do R&B. Is that a, you know, a focus, or is it just, look, man, I'm writing, I'm hearing beats, and singing is coming out?
No, it's very intentional, y'all. Like, you know, when I was coming up, I was a rapper, or, you know, full-blown rapping, drill. I come from Chicago, the streets of Chicago. And I really just wanted to take a turn for my career and for everybody looking up to me. You know, I feel like, you know, my city is a violent city, and I wanted to do something different and, you know, make a way for myself that would last. Like you say, longevity is important, and R&B is paying good money.
Come on,
I will
now.
say that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really, you know, my first love was singing, so I made the decision to just, you know, stick to the R&B, you'll hear me rapping on my album too,
thank
though,
God.
of course. But yeah, R&B, the money is good. The girls, they eat it up.
Man.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I gotta cater to my ladies, you know.
Yeah, because something low key that gets lost, even with I don't even know how to say this. Like, like when you're a woman and you like boss up, and that's fire. But there's also the feminine part of being a woman that a voice can only give. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're on your shit singing, the fact that you're singing it provides like that softness that sometimes we low key scared to give nowadays. But when you tap into that Tink. And if you're doing that, like even just hearing the record, like you're tapping into that. That's a lost art, low key. Yeah. So no, thank y'all.
That. Yeah, I feel that a lot, you know, especially like, you know, the older I get, it's like, you know what you want to talk about, you know, and I'm always kind of like making personal music. So it comes with my maturity too, you know, I'm talking about my real life situations and relationship issues, you know, we go through it, sis, and I'm being vulnerable on my album. So, you know, it's all just reality, and, you know, it feel good to be myself now, and, you know.
Yeah, you gonna buy me some lunch? You gonna cater to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, for
what
real,
we
we got
eating
Letty's
today?
lyrics.
Look, I'm sorry.
Tink, can you talk to me a little more about like the decisions that comes down to, you know, transitioning from the world knowing you as a rapper to what I still got these bars, but I'm gonna switch a little bit into singing. And does Bird help a little, because I know Bird started off as a rapper too and had to, you know, transition into a different field and reposition himself.
Exactly. When we met, you know, it was real motivating. His story kind of inspired me, how he went, you know, he changed his name, he changed his whole direction as a producer. And for me, it was like, you know, that made me feel comfortable. Like, you don't have to be, you know, the same person you were 10 years ago. And, you know, I feel more confident now that I'm doing what I want to do. A lot of times I was rapping because it was just kind of hot and popular.
Wow.
So, you know, it was what was catchy and trendy. So now, you know, I'm going back to doing what I love, and that's making, you know, R&B records, love songs, talking my shit for the girls.
Yeah.
So that's important. You know, I'm able to be free, creative, and it comes out through R&B.
Come on now.
I love that. That's fire. I'm already like super fan in it, man. But I want to get to you, Hitmaka, to this producer album.
Yeah.
What's a different take on produce? Like, is it harder to get collaborators when you're rapping versus when you're producing?
No, I mean, see, the thing is that it's really easy for me because I work with all these different people already. So, like, a lot of songs that might not have fit this person's project or this artist's feel at the time can just land on my producer album, and it all works out. The hardest part is the politics, you know what I'm saying? You're dealing with a song that might feature 4 different people. You're trying to set up a video for that. You got 4 different management teams, 4 different lawyers, 4 different labels. So it's just different situations, and it's different hurdles that you gotta go through. But I salute to people like Khaled, DJ Mustard, and people like that do these type of albums, because you'll lose some sleep over this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's out of your hands.
It's like a puzzle piece, low key. Like you're even trying to figure the Tetris aspect of it. Like
it is hell, but it's heaven when you actually get it done, and then you able to present it to the world. And then it's like people don't know the trials and tribulations you went to get the final product, but as long as the people embrace it and they love it, it's worth the BS, you know?
Yeah. Look, bro, you said his name.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to.
What?
You in LA. You have been embraced by Los Angeles. When Mustard tossed up and you tossed up the feelings of the verses. No, I know it's friendly competition, but I low-key felt like my man Mustard didn't really know what it is to be
he knows. No. He knows. That's why he got that response, because, and this is what a funny story is, and I think that this is like some good knowledge for everybody. So when I first started out as hit making on my journey, like I was a guy that worked under Mustard, pause or whatever, and like, so for not his last album, the album previously, I put Nicki Minaj on his single Don't Hurt Me. I did that with Jeremiah. I probably did like 4 records on his album. So I think that seeing somebody that was under you, you know what I'm saying? And then like,
it always stays that.
So for me to say that, but I was honestly like giving him a shout out, giving him props, because you know, like, who am I supposed to say when people ask me if I want to do a verse? It's like somebody that people don't know. You gotta talk about people that's in my tier. And then you think about it, I was thinking like maybe London on the track, maybe Mustard, you know what I'm saying? Because we both have a R&B side, and then we still do our rap records or whatever. So I thought it would be dope, but he took it the wrong way. We love you, Mustard. God bless you on your journey. It's Hitmaka forever.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Now, do you feel like at any given time that you're sometimes overlooked or underestimated when it comes down to, you know, all of the things that you've done. Like I heard what Sexy Candace was. I was like in middle school, and here we are. I'm sitting down talking to you now. It's been like 15 plus years that you've been in this game, making, you know, moves and stuff like that. Do you feel like that goes overlooked, or you get the credit that you deserve?
Man, as long as I'm looked at decently when my business manager called me, or I walk in the bank, you can overlook me all you want. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I just got a plaque recently. Like I never really, you know, bought plaques in my journey. Like my first plaque that I really bought as being Hitmaka was 70 million and 8 billion streams. And now 3 days ago, I got my latest plaque for 100 million sold and 10 billion streams. So I mean, I ain't looking for no pats on the back, man. I'm really on my executive level. I'm a music man. I'm gonna be one of those guys that wherever company I'm at, wherever I'm at, I'm gonna bring hits to the table and really cultivate. And I'm great at getting with artists and making hit records, as we see with Tink and this Cater record right now. So I mean, let's get it.
And you always know where to direct the energy to. Staying it right back to Tink. But, you know, I don't even want to make the comparison, but how you're talking, it just that business aspect of it, that business mindset, it like nip is hitting me. Like, especially just like, save the credit, give me the dough. Like, I am here to make the business moves, and then you guys will learn about me later. Do you feel like that sometimes too? Like, the business acumen of what you're learning behind the scenes. We talked about splits. We talked about the labels and behind. Like, that stuff is priceless to know.
Yeah, like, I don't think that people need to be patting me on the back for stuff like that, man. Know that in 2018, I became vice president of Atlantic Records, and I went on a string of hits with them, so 40 million records with Atlantic Records. From there, now I'm vice president over at Empire, and I came in, and my first single that I released with Empire was Baddest, featuring with Blue, featuring Chris and 2 Chainz. Then the next single was Peru, Fireboy and Ed Sheeran, and then my single after that is now Cater, Tink featuring 2 Chainz. So wherever I go, I'm gonna drop a hit on you. You know what I'm saying? I want to be more saluted as far as the executive level and where I'm taking it, because I'm still young. I'm still in the mix with all the guys that might be up and coming, but I'm really opening door and like the first of my kind that is a producer, is a writer that you can look at, but also is an executive. Like I can sign you. You know what I'm saying?
Straight like that.
Damn. Do you guys get people coming up to you like, hey, will you sign me? Can you sign me? Like, hey, let me rap for you?
Yeah. What you do with that? Because I got a mixtape in my book bag right now.
Come on. if it's good, we gonna get to it. If not, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna critique it to the best of my ability at that time and give you some motivation, give you some game that maybe help you when you go back to the studio and create the next one.
Man, that's fire.
Every time you drop a song, it can trip you out. Like, where does the inspiration come from a song? Sometimes with producers, we could tell their sound. They had like it's a signature.
Yeah.
You don't have that.
Yeah.
You reach from everywhere. Yeah, and that's beautiful. Where does inspiration hit you? Where do you look for it?
Man, I want to sit here and say like, man, you know, like 1 + 1 + 1 equals 3. Like, nah, that's not the case. To be honest with y'all, like we literally go in there and we could talk about it now because it's legal. We might smoke a little bit. You might have your drink of your choice or whatever. And we leave the door crack and let God come in. And from there, that's all it's about. You know what I'm saying? Not overthinking. And I think that I would encourage any artist, if it feel like work, then get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like the minute that whatever your creative process is, you feel like you're actually working. Like right now, I don't feel like I'm working. I woke up mad early. We was at Tink was filming something yesterday. I went to the studio after that, but this don't feel like work because I love it. The minute it feel like you working a job, leave the studio, come back, and just have fun while creating. You know, if you want people to have fun in your music, you want people to cry sometimes like Tink, you might need to be upset or something like that or whatever, but you just got to get into that mode, and I just like having fun. That's all.
Yeah, real because like a girl's inspiration, low key, is gonna come from you. It's gonna come from a dude that pissed me off, that gave me some emotion. But Tink too, like when you're writing too, when you're what I want to express, you also got to be like, what's what I'm feeling. But what do I want you to feel too? Like sometimes we also got to be parents for the kids listening, and I'm calling a listener a kid in the fact that we want you to feel, but we want it to be we want to guide it too. Don't get reckless with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I'm always thinking about like what the ladies going through, and then you got to think about how the ladies they want to talk, and you know that's why I keep good energy around me, and like my friends are really still like still hood, and I keep all my day ones around me so that my music feel like real life, you know. Sometimes when you go up and up, you lose sight of reality a little bit.
Thanks.
So I love talking to people on an everyday basis, so I can feel energy and really like go in the studio and write these stories about like what's really happening with our girls.
Man, so what girls were you hanging around with that's catering to their men? Because when Beyonce them dropped it was a problem then. So how you getting reception?
I would love to know this one. I don't even know this answer.
Yeah. Cater is like a whole nother vibe for me, and that's why it's so special. Like when I dropped it, you know, the fans, they always kind of expect me to be heartbroken, and I get some DMs, they like, man, Tink, you still heartbroken after all these years? So like Cater was like a whole nother vibe for me, and that's why it's so special, because, you know, I haven't really stepped into that realm of like catering to a man or, you know, being in love. So it's really fun to like play with that side and really see like where it can go, and you know, they appreciate it too. Like I gotta have a balance out here.
Hell yeah.
So this new album is definitely another vibe. It's a fresh vibe for me. You know, my other albums, you know, they can be dark or they can be really like,
Heavy,
you know,
emotional.
But needed. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sis. Needed. But this album is fresh, and you know, you get to see a softer side of myself. So I'm excited.
Yeah, the creating the Cater, which is a crazy story. We were in Miami, and me and her wasn't seeing eye to eye, like a creative, like we had like a rough night prior. You know what I'm saying? Creatively, we wasn't seeing, you know, because it's always gonna be when you got two strong-minded people, we gonna clash.
You
both
alphas. I already can tell.
So the next day, like I woke up and like we were just we was cool. You know what I'm saying? But so I hit her and I'm like, yo, like what's a song that you would like to do? Like, because I flip a lot of records with a lot of different things, and she was like, Cater you, and actually me and my guy Paul had already did the music to it, so I just sent her the music, and she went in the studio after me and her having friction, wrote this beautiful song about catering to a man or whatever. Wasn't no drums on the song at all. It was just the music. Then from there, I was like, yo, I know exactly who I want to help me with the drums on this. We got the drums on it, and everything just lined up. It literally, like when the song is not forced and it happens very organically and quick, you know it's one of them, you know?
Damn. And then you said, I'm sorry, babe.
Always gotta be sorry, man. For real. That's
a great relationship tip. Just be sorry. Even when you know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so crazy. It's the real story behind it.
Tink, was there any pressure to hop on such a big song like Cater to You with Beyonce and Destiny's Child, such a legacy record?
Absolutely. You know, when we had to go through the process of clearing it, I was sweating so hard, y'all. You know, Beyonce is legendary. That's like the GOAT to R&B, you know, to the community. And for me, it was just like amazing to have her hear the record and really clear it herself. You know, we had to get permission from the entire Destiny's Child.
Right.
So y'all, I was jumping for joy when they came with the info. They like, you know, we cleared it today. I really was like on 10, on 100. So that was everything. Ladies, shout out to Destiny's Child and B. You know.
For sure.
Big up to the ladies. And big up to y'all for what you're doing, the example you're setting. And like I said, the legacy's going to live on. People are going to be listening to you beyond kind of just even the music, which they should listen to the music, but they got to pay attention to the example. So thank you guys so much for coming through. We got Hitmaka with Down Bad, stream that right now. We got Tink with Cater, stream that right now. And the combo album, the collab album on the way. We'll hear about it.
My next album.
We'll hear about
it. Her next album is the collab album, man.
Get ready, y'all.
It's called She's the Star.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
That's the story of my life.
Yeah,
She's the star.
Remember that. No, thank y'all for coming through.
Thank you for having us.
See y'all new Power Mornings with Letty and Teddy, Power 106.